All right, so reviewing for today's class, obviously for the state exam, that's gonna happen next Friday. Friday the, what is it, the 11th?
That's the 14th.
14th, okay. So with the state exam, you are going to have numerous stations to the whole process. I think there's like a total of 13 stations. The hazmat portion, in theory, has three things that we are trying to determine of your knowledge base. All right. First of all, it's your knowledge of the ERG. The second part is, are you able to set up a scene, identify, write the SIN acronym, safety, isolate, notify. And then from there, we are going to see if you can actually mitigate the situation. And do we confine or contain?
Confine.
We confine, nice job. So we are going to see if you can confine the product utilizing one of the 10 methods that we talked about in class. So the first part that we are going to look at is your knowledge of the ERG. That is going to be the first part of the exam process. So you're going to get tested on your SCBA knowledge, right? Self-contained breathing apparatus and proper PPE. That's putting on your clothes all within 2 minutes. I believe, and I'm not sure exactly how it sets up, but either half the group is going to be doing that and half the group will be doing the ERG, or everyone does that and then everyone does the ERG. I think because of COVID, they're going to split it up into 2 groups. No worries with your knowledge of the ERG. We're going to go over exactly what they're going to ask you within reason and just get you prepped up for that. So can you lay out or pass out all the ERG books?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, for example, they are going to put up some type of picture on the screen for you. I don't know what pictures they're going to utilize, but in all reality, right, it's going to either be like some type of container. So whether that container is a agricultural nurse tank, whether that's a Dewar container, a cylinder, a high pressure rail car, a pipeline, all right, a carboy, it doesn't matter. They're going to put some type of container on there, on the screen, with some type of chemical, with a UN number. All right, this one, what's the UN number?
1005.
What's that?
1005.
1005, that's that UN number. What section of the ERG book are we going to be utilizing to figure that out?
Yellow.
Yellow section, nice job. All right, so let's do it. Let's look up 1005.
It pulls up the green section and it's guide number 125.
All right, so guide number 125. So, okay, do we know the name of this chemical?
Anhydrous ammonia.
Not only does it say it right here, but it says right in your yellow book. Okay, what is the UN number on this?
1005.
1005. Is this a gas? Is this a liquid? Is this, if this was going to get released? It'll be a gas. Okay? So, now what's the next thing that we got to do? Let's go to the green section. Is this what page are you guys on? This should be one of the first pages of the green. 296. And what does it actually tell you now? Yeah, I guess the next page. 1005. Is this a large spill or small spill?
Large.
This is a large spill. So now what do we got to do?
Refer to table 3.
Let's go to table 3 then. And what page is that? I bet you it's like 350 something.
Table 3 is 351.
351, okay. And what does it say, what type of container is this?
It's a,
Agricultural.
Agricultural nursing, it says it right there on the left-hand side. And, so that's a container type. And then what are the evacuation requirements for this? What's the initial isolation zone?
60,
Yep, 60 meters, 200 feet. And then what are the downwind protection distances for this chemical? Let's say it's a moderate wind.
Moderate wind is 0.2 miles.
0.2 or 0.3?
0.2.
0.2.
All right.
If it's a day,
Yeah, during the day.
yeah.
So, and then it should give you some type of the information of whether it's day or night. I mean, you can tell from this picture, for example, it's during the day. And then they'll probably give you some type of wind direction as well. All right? So that would be one type of picture that they may or may not show. Another one just out of happenstance could be like an overturned tanker. Again, is this night or day? It's day. Now we can't see the picture here, but based on this style, it's probably an MC306, which you can figure out by looking at the tanker. So look in the white section, right? If we don't know the tanker name, what do we look at? Do we go in, what section do we go to?
White.
The white section, all right? And what does this look like when you look at those pictures? DOT 406 / MC 306. I think either of those would probably be appropriate, but I don't know. Or I do know they would be both appropriate. Is this, what are the 3 states that matter? So what is this one?
This is for flammable liquids.
Flammable liquids. Okay, excellent. What is the action guide number? What is, when I refer to action guide, what color is that referring to?
Orange.
Orange. Okay, excellent. Orange section. So let's go to the orange. What is the action guide number for this?
131.
Or 131.
Let's try it again. Okay, so that's if you had nothing but anything else, that would be appropriate. If we had a UN number that was a little bit more clear,
So what is it?
well, based off of what the information you have at hand, you are correct.
This dot right here.
131.
Yeah.
Correct.
131. Okay.
If you were to be able to read this placard better,
That's what we would go to. in the
that's
ordinance.
because that is more specific. This is just a general container, but if you have an actual placard number that you can look at and see, then that's what you go off of.
Yeah, because 131 is just flammable liquids.
Correct.
Pretty generic.
If this was 1203,
Right.
then you would have a specific number, and then you could be just a little bit more specific. All right. If you wanted to find information regarding evacuation distance, where do you find that?
The first dot.
First dot.
After evacuation.
Beautiful. If you wanted to find information regarding like contamination, if so, decontamination, where do you find that? How to properly decontaminate somebody.
First Yeah, remove and isolate contaminated clothing and shoes. Yeah, so first aid, wash skin with soap and water.
All right, so remove clothing, flush with water. I mean, and now you gotta have a little bit of common sense here too, right? It's, it's gasoline. They're not gonna tell you, what do you do if you have gasoline on you? Take off your clothes, flush with water, use soap.
So you go to the first aid section and about like 6 stops down, it tells you to remove clothing.
There you go. So if someone were to become contaminated, what is one possible decontamination requirement? Right? And we know just in theory, right? Emergency decon, flush, strip, flush. Right? That principle. As opposed to emergency decon, where it would be flush, strip, cover. So just a couple of different nuances there. A pipeline would be a pipeline. All right, and if you had a rail car, again, you can, if they have a UN ID number on there, which I'm sure they will, utilize that. If not, use the white section of your book to figure out what type of rail car it is. If they ask about a release, what are the only forms of release? Solid, liquid,
Oh, yeah.
and gas, right? Container types, we know the container types. Try to be as specific as possible, but do the best you can. Action guides refer to the orange section. The chemical names, obviously, are the name of the chemicals, and we find that either in, well, if you have a number, you go then to what section?
Yellow.
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 If you have a number to get a name, you go there. If you have the name and you need a number,
Blue.
you go to the blue. Excellent. Other than that, that's really about it for that first part. They're gonna ask you 5 questions, and you need to get 4 of them right. You're gonna get like 5 minutes to do it, or 10 minutes to do it.
Do we get it as a group or is it like individual?
Like I said earlier, half of the people will be doing their SCBA. The other half will most likely be doing it not as a group, individually. You each get a piece of paper. You'll each have an ERG book in front of you. So, yeah,
And we gotta write our answer.
you have to physically write your answer down. You'll get a pen, a piece of paper, and a pen with 5 questions on there. What is the chemical name? What is the action guide number? Physical form of the release, container type, a contamination question, or chemical name, the UN number, physical form of the release, container type, evacuation requirements. Yes?
And they'll give us the picture, that's it.
There will be a picture with maybe, it should be a pretty clear picture of whatever it is, and there probably would have like the conditions, the environmental conditions or weather conditions. So
like
sunny,
wind, sun, day.
yeah, I mean, right? It should be obvious this is day, maybe it'll probably say something to the effect of 10-mile-an-hour wind from the south.
So that we need to know the wind for the green section.
If there's a product like that.
Okay.
If it's not a product that's highlighted in green, then wind direction, you just always want to verbalize stay upwind. But you won't even have to even write that down. That's more for the next part. Okay?
Chief,
Hey, how's it going?
apologies for being late.
Yeah, no worries. Just talk to your partners about just getting the review material.
Okay.
All right? We're gonna go outside, and then we'll be doing the other part of the process with regards to part like 2A and 2B. 2A or 7A would be your ability to identify, notify, isolate, or safety, isolate, notify, setting up the scene, and then again, as I stated before, mitigating the situation utilizing one of the 10 techniques of mitigation, which we'll all talk about outside. Before we leave, I would want to do a quick run over an adductor, just so we're all on the same page of what an adductor is and how it works, and then we're going to continue on our way. Any questions? No? Excellent. Then get all your gear, meet me at the fire truck, and we'll go over the adductor. Nice job.